now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of Campbell's Comments Live. Yearling Parade. Brett Coffey joins me. Firstly, Brett, welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Good to be here.
Bit of fun. Something you weren't expecting to be doing first thing this morning?
No, not at all. But it's a beautiful part of the world. Lovely farm here, and looking forward to seeing some good horses.
I know where we are. Where exactly are we? Clarendon. That's exactly. I knew.
Ask a New South Welshman if you want to know where you are, mate.
Yeah. You've probably got a better center of gravity. Mark Barton's also going to join us. We're going to go through. I think there's about 15 lots that we're going to go through. There is actually one extra one which will start the Yearling Parade off. But firstly, from the Abidam market, it was well received, and this is a continuation, just trying to raise the exposure of some of these farms that are trying to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, and look, a wonderful parade of horses out there earlier this morning, and I think probably well over 60 people turned up there, which was better than what I think Pat and the team were hoping for. So no, really good there, and great to see a good crowd here. And I know you've got quite a lot of people online that have tuned in. So I think the program that you're running's been really well received.
Absolutely, and we'll get through these ones. We'll cross off. We'll have probably a little bit of time to kill as we go through. The first horse that we've actually got coming into the ring right now is actually not one of the draft for Oakbank. This is actually Hayley Toolman and Chris Lang, or Lang Bloodstock, as they're more affectionately known. Bringing into lot 174, this horse is. Now, I don't have a tile up. I do apologise, but it was sprung on me at the last minute. Another trotter, actually, Orlando Vici has been well supported here today out of top of the anvils. This is a fifth foal. Fourth is currently a 2-year-old. She's a Dam of Prisian Amore, amongst others who won the Light Sweetheart. That's one race that come up a lot today, the Victorian Sweetheart Series and the likes. It's a really nice family, Brett.
Absolutely. It's a tremendous trotting family, a pure trotting family here. The full relation, St. Germain's a winner, but Prisian Amore, very good horse. Kathy Galleon, classic winner in New Zealand, goes down Courchevel, Chevron Express, Galleon Sunset. You go down this page, down to Last Sunset down there at the bottom. It's just a tremendous trotting family. One of the best in the New Zealand stud book, and by a stallion that we saw obviously a lot of today, but a really good French stallion. So, and he looks the real deal.
Absolutely, he does, and. He, as you said, he was well patronised. Lovely big horse, isn't he? Stands up over a lot of ground. Got a lovely head on him. And actually listening to Anton too, he's got big ears, and that's one of the key things that Anton. You learn something every day, and Anton's is very, very big on the ears of some of these trotters. So that was lot number 174. And as I said, I do apologise. There was no graph done up for that horse, but their connections are well and truly aware that it was bought here. And anyone that's not aware, Hayley obviously is the daughter of. The Toolmans, obviously, and Chris Lang is Hayley's better half, and they're just around the corner. So they just wanted to make sure people could see that one. Raising the awareness for some of these horses and these farms is key. We've got Rob Watson, who's a great supporter of harness racing full stop. He's a fellow West Australian. Are you a West Australian exactly?
Yeah. Yep.
Very
Absolutely,
good.
Of course.
Fellow West Australian like Brett is as well, and very proud of it. He's very proud of his draft, and it's key to be able to showcase some of these horses for him today, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's got a tremendous draft in. He's been a huge investor in the sport for a number of years now, and the yearling buyers at the Nutrien sale really get to reap that reward, because he's got a tremendous draft in, starting with this Sweet Lou filly out of Soho Lion Eyes.
Absolutely, and Sweet Lou's done a terrific job. They keep getting better. The Great White Blaze, they call him. I keep saying to Johnny's not the greatest with the cameras sometimes, or the horses. I shouldn't say cameras. Johnny's an exceptional. he's an exceptional cameraman. I shouldn't say that at all. But a couple of these horses are trying to give him a hard time today. That's for sure. But the Great White Blaze keeps doing a great job, and he's in a great outcross for a lot of these pedigrees as well now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is for sure. And this girl's got the bit of a double up with the Blaze there. With you got Restrepo in the second dam. Obviously had the White Blaze as well through Dean Dillinger. But this is a really good WA family, as we're talking about before. You got Restrepo there. Innocent Eyes was just a tremendous mare for Brian Cousins. Won the Chariots of Fire as a 4-year-old. And then, of course, if you go down there a little bit further down, you got Bondi Lockdown, one of the best 3-year-olds of his crop here in Victoria. So Group 1 winner earlier this year. So it's a really good early speed family, this one, and she looks like she's got plenty of that.
She throws to the Dillinger, doesn't she? She's got that racy type, of course, with Alabar Dillinger. I think stood there, did he, Brett? I better make sure of that before I go too far, but I was reasonably confident he stood there. But that was a Dillinger build, wasn't it? That sleek physique, very racy type of filly.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, she looks very nice. And out of a Mach 3 mare, Mach 3 mares are now really doing the job at stud. He was the trifecta in the New Zealand Sire Stakes heat the other night. He was the dam sire of, so doing a tremendous job at stud.
One thing I've been able to see here today, Hayley's doing a great job. Hayley's coming back out again. I tell you, she's doing an exceptional job here. It's a bit daunting for these horses. It's a beautiful setting. They're not used to people. Then they've got people. They've got cameras. They've got everything going on all around them here. That's for sure. This is a lovely filly, isn't it?
Yeah,
wow. Out of Soho Tokyo.
Yeah, and by Art Major over the Better's Delight mare, Soho Tokyo. Great cross, but Soho Tokyo was a really tremendous race mare. Run second in the gold final as a 2-year-old to Queen of Pop. It's a really good female family, this one. When you got Soho Tokyo, Pelican Rama as the first 2 dams, just tremendous. Pelican Rama was, a champion 2-year-old filly. And this girl looks very nice, very strong, very powerful filly here. And of course the first foal is out race, as raced already. So
it's one of the great proven crosses though too is this Art Major Better's Delight. It just works.
Yes.
Doesn't matter which way you go either. It can
No, exactly.
Either, but the Art Majors and then the Art Major as a broodmare sire is really excelling. So you get the double dip with this horse later on in life as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And you've got Princess Tiffany running around at the moment, who's by Art Major out of a Better's Delight mare, and no reason why that filly that we just seen can't do something similar.
No, absolutely. We've got Hayley's bringing them through pretty quickly. This is a well-oiled machine we've got happening here. We're going to have lot number. I haven't got our camera switched over to us. Sorry, guys, but we're fine. We've got an American Ideal who's taking all before him. The Kiwis really flocked to American Ideal this year at the sales, didn't they?
Yeah, they did for sure. And this is a little pinhook project for. I
was meant to have a thing up actually. Cam Bray will tell me off, but yes, I'll let you go through this
for
one.
Alana and Alex, I'm pretty sure. So an American Ideal filly, once again a tremendous female family. This one of fillies, 2 and 6pence. So you got the American Ideal Art Major cross as well, which has worked well with Soho Tribeca.
Nice filly.
Tremendous looking filly here, but. The dam is half to our 6pence and 3pence, and then also to the dam of Miss Halfpenny and the brilliant 3-year-old filly Antonia, who was just an amazing winner of the at Bathurst last night in the Group 1. So really, really good fillies family, this one, and she looks like they've purchased well in New Zealand at the Weanling sale and really grown this filly out well, because she's going to be in demand at the sales for sure.
So people need to be aware of that on the pedigree page of this horse here, and there's also always regular updates. But Antonio there, it's got down here that she ran second in the Bathurst Gold Tiara. That was as a 2-year-old. You've got to be aware that there's major update in that. She also won the Oaks, I think.
Won the New South Wales Oaks in record time. Won at Bathurst last night in record time. So she's an exceptional 3-year-old.
Striking filly to look at too, isn't she?
Just add that every Tuesday night, Alan Parker, who's done the pedigree pages for us, he'll do an update every Tuesday, has done for the last couple of months. So in this couple of weeks leading up to the sale, the most recent update's Tuesday night. That'll update in the red print on the online catalogue.
I think sometimes people glance over things though. Like I said there, it's key that she ran second last year as a 2-year-old and 3. I think that only enhances her pedigree, makes it even better. The fact that she's been a regular competitor. And Bathurst, what a great series they have up there, Brett. It's terrific to watch.
Yep.
I know a friend of ours, Kath McIntosh, she went up there, sponsored some of the races. They're doing some great things in Bathurst, and I think well done to them as a club as a whole.
Great club and great carnival that they put on there.
Yep, entirely. Lot 229, Brett, has come into the ring, which is a Art Major Soho Berlin.
This is another one of Rob Watson's Art Major fillies. We know what the job that Art Major does with his fillies. This one out of the Some Beach Somewhere mare, Soho Berlin. Some Beach Somewhere, obviously, just one of the all-time great stallions. Starting now to do to leave his mark as a broodmare sire, and Soho Berlin's already left a black type winner in Soho Brandenburg. This goes back to the family of Sokiola, Of course, he needs no introduction. I'm Victorious, a great West Australian horse for Mouse Brennan. So there's plenty of upside with this filly, and she looks to me to sort of inherited a bit of Art Major and a bit of some beach somewhere in her looks. She's a really bold, tall, upstanding filly.
The thing I say to a lot of people watching a lot of yearlings, the key part I find with Art Major is that big neck. He definitely throws it. I mean, we can say about Better Light as well, but they have that nice crested big neck, especially on the fillies. They seem to look like colts, a lot of the Art Major fillies, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And you know, with an Art Major, they'll get up and go early. So this filly looks like she's got a fair bit to get up and go about her. So
Haley's got a great smile on her face. She's like, "Yep, it's going to go. She's going to take off with me as well."
She's a strong girl.
Haley's doing a great.
The horse and
Haley's doing a great job, I must say. Dad's quite happy. I think handballing him over.
Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it?
He's happy to pass the buck, and even Haley's having a good giggle, which is key. Rob Watson's put a great draft. We said before about Pat Driscoll's draft of fillies going through this sale. Rob Watson's done also an enormous job with some of the fillies he's put up for sale here for people to be able to race a horse and then be able to breed on and keep it in the industry for a lot longer as well.
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying before. Like, he's invested in this industry for 20 years probably now, and you're seeing this draft is sort of the results of that. And now buyers at home get to tap into that sort of bloodlines, and it's there's some really good families there.
I did a podcast with Rob, and that was one of the key things that he said is he has got so many of these families that they are for legitimate sale because he has so many of these fillies that he wants to be able to move along. This is lot number 246, which is another American Ideal out of Check It Out. I actually worked this name out before I got to it. It was one of the ones I'm proud of, Brett.
Good work, Paul. This is another filly, another yearling here today, bred on that American Ideal Art Major cross, which has produced Soho Tribeca, Soho Hamilton, horses of that ilk, so it's a really good cross. Check It Out was obviously a black type winner herself. This is her first foal. So you've got that going for her. It's actually another West Australian family down here, down to Sillyvale. Trunky was a tremendous performer. You got Ferrari, Trunky Maserati, Destined to Rule and Better Reward, both really good horses for in WA there. So it's a very good young family. Adam Cartwright was a really good horse as well. So really good juvenile family, and with that American Ideal on the top line there, you know what he can do at stud. So there's plenty to like about this filly.
And also Australian Broodmare of the Year. I don't know how many times I've said that today, but that's, you said it's about it. But that's a key thing for a West Australian mare to be an Australian Broodmare of the Year too, because it wasn't easy back in those days. It wasn't recognised as much, probably, the West Australian breeding.
No, possibly not. No. So and they're like Lady Jador was a Group 1 winner last year. So it's a current family that keeps producing,
keeps getting better and better. That is the last of the fillies. We go back to the colts, and they're coming out in numerical order, but it's a great draft of fillies. And I think if you want to reinvest in the industry, you want to stay in the industry for a long time, young people out there, fillies are traditionally cheaper, aren't they? I mean, that doesn't mean they'll be given away, but they are traditionally cheaper, so it's a great way to get involved. And there's so many more mares incentive races, and they're going to get more and more, which is key as well.
There is, absolutely, yeah, and that's one of the great things about buying at the sale. You not only got your juvenile races like your Vic Bred and your New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, but you got your sales races as well, which are that equal prize money.
Well, yeah, 175,000 these fillies get to race for as 2-year-olds. The graduates that get sustained. So you take these horses home, get them started, and then you're looking in 12 months at a $175,000 race for the ones that make the final.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. This is lot number 2, straight into the parade ring here, an Art Major out of Here No Secret for Rob Watson, and what a cracking colt this is.
Yeah,
he's a half to, so he's a full actually to Soho Thunderstruck.
Yeah, so you know the cross works. The mare was a black type performer herself, and then if you go down the page, another really good juvenile family, this time from New Zealand, and you can see the families worked with Art Major when you look at Only For You and Always an Angel, both Group 1 winning 2-year-olds. So by Art Major, so it's a proven cross and from a really good juvenile family.
I saw Soho Thunderstruck at the sales a year. He was bought. I think McStanley bought him, and that's what he looked like. Really confident. That's exactly what he looked
Beautiful
like.
Balanced horse, isn't he?
Yep. So if you like Thunderstruck as a horse, that's pretty much a younger version of what you're getting, but it's similar to what he was like at the sales. He's having a good look around, but he's a big boy, that's for sure. Sometimes they put the small girls alongside the horses. Haley's quite Quite a tall girl. I'm not sure what she said. I got cans on, so I can't actually hear Hale. So it's all good.
Didn't need them, and I think that's probably being April. We've got that extra couple of months, and we're seeing that next growth phase in some of these youngsters too.
Yeah, and I think that's key today as well. With some of those ones at Yabby Dam as well, you could see their backside was a lot higher, and the development of them going forward. We've just got a little bit of a gap. We were saying before, just Mark, about the race incentives for young horses, especially for the pacers.
Yep.
We spoke about the trotters, but there's great incentives for this sale.
Yeah, look, the 2-year-olds, they'll take them to Sydney next year, and there's a $175,000 2-year-old fillies race and another $175,000 for the 2-year-old colts and geldings. Then we'll come back to Melbourne in 2023, and we talked earlier about the trotting incentives, but again, we're looking at, get back to Melbourne, we should be looking at 5 Group 1 races in Melbourne in 2023 is the idea.
Which is amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be terrific for racing, full stop, harness racing, full stop. And that's the beauty of this sale, is it is an Australian-wide sale. I know there's talk with a lot of the West Australians getting them over here for the sale, but also being able to bid online. And that's key, Mark. We've got to keep that message going out that we need people to register prior to the sale. Make sure they register, make sure they contact you guys and have a physical conversation, but have a conversation with you.
Yep.
And make sure that they're clear and concise as to where they stand.
Look, the thing about it is, if you get pre-registered, get yourself organised, you can spend your days at the stables around the horses, not up at the admin area trying to get yourself organised. So if
300 lots, you're going to need all day. You're going to need a couple of days to get yourself going and get around there. You're going to need a couple of coffees. There'll be coffee breaks everywhere, so it'll be fine. There's no problems there at all. Lot 65 is just coming into the ring, and I can already say, wow, another son of American Ideal, and he's a lovely type of colt, this one, Brett.
Absolutely, yep. American Ideal out of the Art Major mare Soho Margot, and she a daughter of Miss Galvinator, who was a tremendous daughter of Fake Left in Queensland, went to America, took her earnings over $1 million. So, it doesn't get much better than that. You go back further, you see Fleur de Lille, another $1 million mare. This is probably the only pedigree page in the catalogue that you'll see $2 million Australian bred mares on the page. Fleur de Lille's been a great producer at stud. Love my sister Affronte, who's won a heap of races. Epaulet there's gone to America. One just continues to add to his earnings. So this is a really good family. American Zest down there for Mick Stanley had him. He was a really good performer as well. So American Ideal, Art Major Cross again. So and then you add in the Fake Left there, which is very, very good.
Fake Left, we don't see a lot of them in the broodmare pedigrees here in Australia. Is there a reason for that? Because, you're such a great sire.
You see it a little bit, but yeah, you're probably right. But no,
you can tell me I'm wrong, because I'm happy to be wrong. Chris Lang's over there giggling. He's like, no, I'm going to tell him off. But that was senior, not junior. Don't worry, I've got to clarify this where I point as well, or I will get into trouble. It's great to see a trotting man actually here at a predominantly pacing stud sale.
I was going to say, actually, it's exactly you'll see Fake Left in the Pixel Perfect family, because Amarillo was by Fake Left, so it's exactly the same American Ideal Art Major Fake Left that you'll see on Soho Tribeca's page.
I knew you'd correct me. Yeah, I was expecting it, and you've done it in spades. That is for sure. We have got the next one coming.
95.
Coming in, which is a Seaside, down by the Seaside colt out of Soho, New York. Now, just before you go, Sinatra's actually had his second trial. So Soho Sinatra, Michael Stanley actually said to me the other day that he's wrapped in him, and he should be racing. He'll probably be racing later this week, and he really likes the horse. Thinks he's got a good future. That's Soho Sinatra. Oh,
very good. That's a nice little update. So this is a member of the debut crop of Down by the Seaside down here. He's obviously sold incredibly well in America. They sold really well in New Zealand. Son of Some Beach Somewhere, so we know what that line can do down here. This guy is a son of Soho, New York. She was a Group 1 performer in Western Australia, so really good on the racetrack. Once again, a West Australian family here. Before Night Falls was the best of her generation as a 2-year-old in WA. View to a Kill was an outstanding performer, raced in the Derby over in WA and performed really well. So a really good sort of juvenile family again, and by a stallion, which is proving very popular.
And that great cross, Art Major stallion as well at
Yep.
the other side of it as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So, I mean, he's a proven broodmare sire, Art Major. I can't get over how lovely and relaxed this horse is here. It's the first one I've seen Hales have a bit of a breathe and be able to give him a pat. He's just taken everything into his stride. He's really enjoying it. And the Sun Beach Somewheres, Brett, they probably, there was a little bit of a knock on him, I think, initially, but geez, people are coming to him now, aren't they? They're really starting to show up on the winning stalls.
Yeah, it's funny what happens when you can't have something anymore. But he was always harshly harshly done by a little bit down here because his numbers were really good. He just never had the foal numbers that some of the better stains down here had. So, but his percentages are really good. You look at his average earnings per foal; they're really good. So he's a generational type stallion.
Absolutely. Now we can talk forever, you and I can, but we might give this colt as much airtime as we can because this is going to be one of the sale toppers. I would imagine one of everyone will be looking for, and he's up for legitimate sale. He's the betting line out of Pixel Perfect in lot number 120, Brett, and he's a striking little fella, isn't he?
He is, yeah. This is, Pixel Perfect doesn't need any introduction. Australian Broodmare of the Year, just a phenomenal broodmare. I mean, every breeder would just dream to have a mare like Pixel Perfect. Soho Tribeca, Carla's Pixel, Birdie Mac, Soho Nolita, Perfect Mac, Soho Hamilton, Soho Broadway. It's what dreams are made of. You go down further to Amarillon, who was a Australian Broodmare of the Year as well. Sheila Philly Gem, Nostra Beach, Miss Graceland. It's just a family that is so current and so good. It's unbelievable.
There'd be a lot of thoroughbred people watching it. This is as blue of blood as you can buy for harness racing right at the minute, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's nothing better than this family. It's just so good.
Yeah, it is. One thing you can't get in trouble with this breed, Mark, you can actually say it and get away with it.
Yep.
Pixel Perfect was slow. That was the one knock on her. That's why she didn't race. And it's Brett's father that told me about it. And she has just been an absolute broodmare gem. And I know Rob. He basically is for legitimate sale because he said he just can't keep them all. He has got a filly next year that he will be keeping out of that family. He's already said that. So this horse here is up for legitimate sale, and he is a real racy, ready-to-go type. Betting line of son of Better's Delight that throws a stamp on him too, that dark-coloured horse with a little bit of bling. He really shows a nice stamp, doesn't he? Yeah,
for sure, yep. No, it's very typical, sort of looks... Yeah, really quick and ready to go, really, doesn't he?
He does.
It's always good when a horse on paper reads so well, but when you see him in the flesh, they match the pedigree, which is always a good sign. And I think for us, when you get your first catalogue, it's always you're looking for something that's actually going to become a celebrity. He's already become a celebrity in the catalogue, where so many people. How good is it to have that horse in the catalogue? And I think a lot of us we've done the split up, and Darren McCauley's actually said, he said, I can't believe it. He said, you've actually given me that one plus ladies in red's half. He's got both of those, day one and day two. I said it's almost going to be, we'll have to look after him or he won't come back.
If anyone can't find Darren McCauley, he'll be sitting back in the lounge chair just swanning himself, just thinking this is great. But the auctioneers are key too. I think that's one of the things, and it's great to get someone like Darren getting involved.
I think that the thing about Darren is he it's not his job 7 days a week, but he just loves it. He loves the interaction with the harness family and the harness racing family, and he calls the gallops every day. But he said, look, I'm just really looking forward to it. And with the restrictions of COVID, he's been on hot tin roof, just making sure he's right. And then we went through the breakup and gave him his lots that he was selling, and I looked and worked it out. He had both those highlight horses people have talked about in the last few weeks.
Yeah, so he had no problems coming at all.
No, he was happy to come. He doesn't even want a business class seat now.
Come along. Next up, we've got another son of American Ideal, and as I said, he was a very popular horse, American Ideal, through the NZB stallion lines. This is I just got to make sure I got the right one. 149 coming through. Which is the American Ideal Soho Siren. Just going to take out Johnny in our camera. Hales is smiling. It's always good to smile, Haley, as you're going to take out someone, so it's all good that way. But
looks like an accident then.
He's a strong colt, isn't he?
He's a very strong colt. Once again by American Ideal out of an Art Major mare. But really strong colt here. Soho Siren. Daughter of Art Major out of the Better's Delight mare, Aussie made Lombo, who was Australian 2-year-old filly of the year. who's also left, a dual Group 1 winning 2-year-old herself, and a daughter of Tailor Made Lombo, who was not only 2-year-old filly of the year, 3-year-old filly of the year, age pacing mare of the year, and Australian brood mare of the year. So mares don't come any better than Tailor Made Lombo in terms of what she produced on the track and what she's done at stud. And here we have, a colt that comes from that family. So it's a really good family, this one, and one that will keep producing for a while yet.
She's an amazing mare, Tailor Made Lombo, isn't she? 15 foals she had, 13 the race, 10 of those to win. That's just phenomenal considering how tough a racehorse she was and how long she raced for. She seemed to race for a long time as well.
She did, yeah. She raced for a long time, till, 8 or 9 or something like that, or maybe even a bit older. But she was, just a really good mare. She's still, she's actually still up at Alabar, looking after some young horses. She's 25 now, I think, or something like that. But she's been a really good mare, and this colt looks like he might carry on that legacy.
She'd teach some of those young ones a trick or two. You nearly want to find out which ones they are to buy them for the future, because they'll be learning some stuff off her. She was just a quality mare, and that's just a great family. And Aussie Made Lombo herself was no slouch, as you said, 2-year-old pacer of the year. So.
Really good filly. Won races in at least 3 states, I'm pretty from memory. So really good filly.
This is the third one of these I've done, Brett. The quality in this draft is amazing, isn't it? Like we were at Rhiannon Park Monday, and there's Group 1 winners everywhere there. Today at Yabby Dams, and even here you get horses like Pixel Perfect.
Yep.
The next one to follow through is out of a mare called Aussie Made Lombo. It's just a great family, and there's still a couple of quality colts still to come through as well.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it. It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's an amazing catalogue that Nutrien have put together, and you've got so many good breeders that have supported the catalogue and the sale, and it bodes well for the buyers out there trying to secure a good horse.
Absolutely. The next one to come through is actually out of Aussie Made Lombo.
Yeah.
In a second, it's by Sweet Lou again. Keep saying he's doing a great job. This was actually what Sweet Lou was bought for Marcus, because Woodlands had Better's Delight, and they needed an outcross, so this is that perfect cross. Sweet Lou over Better's Delight. Woodlands have proven that over the years. So
when we found ourselves doing this last, about 14 months ago, we went over to New Zealand to see the draft there, and that was the cross. That not knowing much about it, just what you saw with your eye, and I guess I was trying to convert my eye from ridden horses and camp draft horses, and I kept coming back to the Sweet Lou's and that Better's Cross. That they were just a beautiful type. He threw a type, not just the bling, but just the form and function. They were good types over there.
The one thing about it, when you look for them, they actually generally have a lot of white. This bloke missed the boat on that case. He is a lovely plain bay, but as I said there before, Brett, out of Aussie Made Lombo.
Yeah, absolutely. Like maybe thrown to the Better's Delight or the family a little bit more, where there's not much white in it. But that Sweet Lou Better's Delight cross you mentioned has left Sweet on Me, Aladdin and Virgil, just to name a few already. So it's working. So Aussie Made Lombo, just a really good get up and go mare that won $500,000 and out of Tailor Made Lombo again. So. This guy is really well bred, and as I said before, Aussie Made Lombo's already left Soho Interceptor, who won 2 Group 1s as a 2-year-old by Art Major. This guy's by Sweet Lou, so that same Arts Place cross over the Better's Delight mare. So plenty to like about this guy.
Beautiful backdrop just there in that picture just sent too with the hills.
A real athlete though, isn't he?
He is an athlete, and I know
very strongly built through the body.
I think if you ask Rob if he's reluctant to sell one of them, I'm sure the Pixel Perfect is probably at the top. This one's his hidden little gem, because he actually said it a couple of times in his in his podcast with me that he was really taken by how strong he is, and I think he's possibly a bit of a reluctant sale, but he wants to sell him as well. So
he's got that swagger we talked about earlier today, hadn't he? He's got that
absolutely
that bit of swagger that the good ones have,
and that's key. I think that just that bit of I suppose branding, if you like, and going from there. They're ready to go with the next one. They're doing a good job, I tell you. They're keeping us on the bet. Now this is one that a lot of people will be checking out. I've got a bit of a soft spot for this one, because I was fortunate enough to looked after Pay Rise there for a little while for Karen. When Gavin unfortunately was experiencing ill health and the likes, and he was just a ripping horse with a great attitude. And this is the only one out of Fear the Dragon in the sale that actually was received very, very well in Sydney, wasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. And I was talking to Lloyd's before. She's actually said that this guy's nickname's Gav. It's named after Gav, and he would have been a colt that would have caught Gav's eye, because you look at him, he's just a an unbelievable specimen, really. Look at him, he's an incredible looking horse. Fear the Dragon, as he said, they sold for, there's only 2 of them in Sydney, but they sold for 50 grand and 62.5 grand, so really well received. They were stunning looking horses, as like this guy is.
He's going somewhere when he walks, isn't he? He's throwing them front feet out. And,
Look at that power in the back end of him, though.
Yeah. Fear the Dragon, first season stallion again, but he was a tremendous racehorse. The same crop as Huntsville and Down by the Seaside. This guy won the North American Cup as a 3-year-old, so it was a really good racehorse. And then as he said, it's a half to pay rise, who's an 11-time winner. He's got he's an incredible looking horse, this guy. He really took my eye in the photos that you see on the Oakbank. The Oakbank Facebook page, seeing him now in the flesh, you can see it's translated physically.
I'll be framing up a little bit of what Johnny just did then, because it was just a cracking shot of him going through there. You said they're the same crop as Huntsville and Down by the Seaside. It was a cracking year in America that year. Huntsville and Seaside swapped Horse of the Year each alternate year. I think
they sort of went half and half, but this guy Fear the Dragon was consistent all the way through. And that North American Cup, one of the biggest, is the richest race for 3-year-olds up there, but also won other races, Adios, the Tattersalls stake as well. So really good performer, and clearly throws nice looking horses,
and not banking pay rise, because as I said, he was a lovely horse, but also bankroll, artistic fella and Union Guy. Fear the Dragon is a very, very well performed horse, so you've got a chance, probably say you're upbreeding in a nice, polite way, without being detrimental to the other 2 horses. And I will say, pay rise, I don't think my sister-in-law made it here, but he's a bit of a favourite with everyone that has anything to do with him. He's got a lot of character about him, and the like. So he's a lovely horse.
And that's only the 3rd foal of that mare, so she's already left 2 black type horses. So she's proven in the breeding shed.
Yeah, and I think that's what Gavin struck to him as well. So which is key. And Handy Bank as well, back in the family. She was a really good mare. Winner of over $120,000 in stakes going forward. This next one is a big boy. I can tell you that now. Looking from a distance, it's another American Ideal.
They're all beautifully well grown here, and presented magnificently. They look at their coats; it's incredible.
From Alabar's point of view, you must find the same thing when you're preparing these horses for this sale, that they are that little bit bigger. It's something that you have to look for.
We had to buy all new rugs for them, because they're all needed next size up. Because so we purchased a heap of rugs. So it's been a bit more expensive, but no, they're definitely a lot bigger and stronger and more, I suppose, indicative of what they will look like as racehorses.
Alan doesn't mind spending money, does he?
No, don't know if he knows about it.
This is out of the Arts Place mare in Soho, Champagne. She's had 4 foals, 3-year-old and older. 3 have raced, 3 good winners, all in those. Soho Bollinger, he's a horse that I've got a lot of time for. He raced as a 2-year-old, did a great job, but he's not a 2-year-old. He's a 3-year-old when you look at him. And Rob will say that this bloke's similar, and it's great that the incentives are more for the 3-year-olds. He's a big, strong colt that's got a future in him.
He is, once again, an American Ideal over Arts Place mare. That's been a really good cross in America, more so. Left a $1.5 million winner. Soho Angel was just a really good, honest mare, really good performer, one that we'd all like to own. You go back to Suleiman, was a really good sort of 4-year-old and older horse for John Green, I think, had him. Going, if my memory serves me right, might be wrong, or it might have. Anyway, it was someone like that. But this guy's a really strong, upstanding colt.
I've got a podcast coming out with Mickey Stanley. I did hope to get it out, but I ran out of room. But he sings very glowingly of Bollinger this year. He's got a lot of hopes for him. He was a big horse. He wore spreaders and the likes to keep him balanced. He just thinks that once he grows up, he's got a much better chance of really developing into something, and that horse looks very, very similar, but it's a great family. Again, going through which all of Rob's are. I don't think I've said a bad thing about any of them. I don't think we can say a bad thing about any of those, that's for sure. So the next one we have got coming through is a trotter. We'll make sure people are aware of that. This must be what Chris Lang has actually been waiting for. He's sitting over there nice and patient. Shouldn't say that. Chris Finozio's over there too. I'm not sure the shorts coming to Ballarat are a key move. Sometimes it's a rookie mistake, that, isn't it?
He's from Romsey though, or wherever that is, so he's used to the cold.
It might be hot for him here.
Exactly.
It's great to see so many people out. I think Yabbydam Farm and here today, it's great to see so many people getting out and looking at these horses as well, isn't it?
Oh, tremendous! Yeah, it's great to see, and it shows great interest in the catalogue and the sale.
Absolutely, I think at Yabbydam they'll still have people there inspecting horses. They had so many people wanting to look at it, but that's part of the thing, is getting it out. But that's part of this show in these programs is to be able to get people out there and see what we've got on offer?
I think it's important if people make an informed decision, you're going to have a stronger sale outcome because people get what they want. They've got time to do their homework, and I think we're keeping people actively pursuing more info, and I think that's what's been so good about that regular update that every week Alan's doing with the pedigree updates. You can click on your phone on those QR codes we've become used to, and you can get it off your catalogue now, and that can take you straight to the website.
If I have one problem with that, I don't have enough red pen to write through everything that keeps coming through. So, but no, he's doing an absolutely great job. Brett, we've got the Angus Hall out of Contessa Angel in the ring right. No, I haven't. That's the wrong number up there. I'll go that one there, and we'll 55. Actually swap that there as well. So this is a lovely family, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. This is the best family in the stud book. It's in the Australian stud book anyway. It's just continues to produce, just top quality trotters. It's an amazing family. Just in awe of the family, really. It's and he's the son of Angus Hall, like Majestic's son. So we know that Angus Hall's deeds as a stallion, and the mare's starting to really do a nice job at stud.
How strong is he?
Yeah, he's a strong boy. Van Sunk. Group 3 placed now. Wardan Strikes was placed the other day at Melton. He's a trotter for Andy Gath that will owned by Danny that looks to have a really good future now. He's progressing really well. Then you go down further, it's just it's black type all over the page. Highlighted probably by Blitzen Calder, who was as good a young trotter as we've seen.
And the family keep getting better because we've got Murray Sunshine down there.
Exactly.
We saw what Moonshine Linda did the other day, but at Shepparton there was another horse that hadn't won out of that family that actually came through and won its first race. I should know its name, but it's just left me. But I know they did a great job with it. But he's just a cracking colt, this bloke. And
bear in mind too, these trotters are going to chase $125,000 race of 3-year-olds when they come back to Melbourne in 2023. So you look at him now and what he's going to be as a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
That's probably where I think we said there before, probably the richest 3-year-old races in the Southern Hemisphere, I reckon. Those 3-year-old colts and fillies for the trotters.
It's a great point, and he could definitely be amongst them.
You can tell Hayley has a soft spot for the trotters. I think this one's done 4 extra laps, not 2 extra laps. She's making sure, but it's all good, Hayley. You're doing a great job. I don't think you need a run tonight. I think you've got everything under control. Chris said he's going to cook tea for you as well, Hale. So you've got everything.
But yeah, you're looking for a trotter. You just can't look past that family. It's just an amazing, tremendous family for so many years now.
Absolutely, she's done a great job too, Hayley, I must say. And one of the reasons she did that extra lap is they're just getting a little bit behind, but we don't mind. We can talk and make sure everyone's aware of it. Alabar's draft, you excited about it, mate?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for the sale, and I'm also excited for the sale to end on Sunday, and we can take a little bit of a break after stud season. But no, it's really looking forward to it.
I think there's a lot of people like yourself. I think the reason that they'll be glad when it's over is just they're so excited about it coming. It's a little bit like Christmas, waiting for it to come.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So how many has Alabar got in the draft?
I got 31. 31. Yeah.
Which is a good draft, and the same thing, people can go and inspect them on farm, get in touch with us as well.
Absolutely, Yep, always welcome on farm inspections, so yeah.
Absolutely, and that's key. We've just got a big black colt starting to come through, another American Ideal. He's actually down as bay, he's a dark colour.
Yeah.
Country Change, now this is another one that Rob was very high on. He was very keen on this family. He doesn't want to come out and see us though, so it's all good.
He'll get there.
Reinforcements are coming in a minute, but it is a great family. But this is a family that Rob bought into just later on in the mare's career.
Yeah. Country Change, once again, a West Australian race mare. Did a really good job on the track. Just won shy of just under $100,000, but Group 3 placed there. So just a really nice mare, and then done a good job at stud. We've got Soho Changeling, Soho Senna, Soho Malibu.
He is coming. We promise he's coming. Once he gets through, I'm sure he's going to give a close-up to Johnny. He's going to be like, there's all these people. So John's ready to jump the fence. He's got everything under control now. Just a bit daunting for these horses because this is where they normally are. No, he's going to give us a close-up.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He is a very, very big boy.
Very athletic, though, as well. So... really good family as well. When you go back to a day's pay, it was a really good race mare in WA. She left Money Twitch, who won $500,000. So a very good performer. And then you go back, a bit further. You got Spicy Hot down there, who was a stakes winner herself. Big bucks, very good performer on the New South Wales Oaks. Roy Neer ended up owning her at one point. He's a very striking horse.
You actually got Village Jasper in the second dam, and you can see Village Jasper in him there. That colour, especially, that's one of the stamps of Village Jasper, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jasper would probably fit underneath him though, by the looks of him. He still is. He's still at Alabar as well. But not an overly tall horse, but that same colour. Yeah,
that same colour and that same look on his head. When I turned around just then and looked at him, I thought, he's got Jasper in him. That's for sure. And he's done a great job, and he's done a good job as a broodmare side. He has.
Yeah. He's Mr. Ray, who's the best 2-year-old going around at the moment, and out of Village Jasper mare as well. So, He's doing the job. One
of the idiosyncrasies of breeding, isn't it? I forget what Mr. Ray's by, but
by Petrock.
Petrock, that's right.
Quinelled
it, and
Gold Crown.
They're out of favour a little bit for people. We'll just take that off him then, and we'll go back on Tusk Eyes as he's going out. I don't think he's keen on the whole change.
He's happy to be here once he got here, wasn't he?
It's a big thing because there's white chairs over that side. We're standing here. We've got microphones going a little bit further up for people to do. So then it's very quiet out here. When we all rocked up, we all said, how beautiful is this place? And we're starting to put a bit of PA out there. So they're doing a good job. It's a very daunting experience for these guys, but you see them in their natural environment as everyone wants to see. So that is key.
Absolutely.
Mark, we've only got the one lot to go. I'm hoping Louise might come up for an interview. I don't know exactly where she is, but hopefully we might be able to get her to come up just very quickly to sign off, but say thank you. But I won't do it now because this last one is coming through. I was just going to actually pad out for a bit of time, but we'll get the last one, which is another New Zealand bred horse. Brett, this horse, another Seaside colt.
Yes, this is down by the Seaside, just the second foal of the Art Major mare, Eli.
Ellie Lulu?
Yeah, that'll do. I buggered it up.
Eiley Lulu.
I knew it was Eiley. But another member of Down by the Seaside's first crop, and out of a half sister to Gotta Go Cullen, who was absolutely one of the best of his generation, 2-year-old of the year, 4-year-old of the year in New Zealand. And then goes back, our triple play there, who won the Young Cup recently out of the family. Third dam there, Burgundy Lass, of course the dam of Ilvacolo, and also the grandmother of Stun and Cullen, two of the best horses to come out of New Zealand in the last sort of 25 years. You go down there a bit further, you've got It's All About Faith, who is one of the best 3-year-olds in New Zealand this season. And of course Yorkshire, who is now going so good for chemo over here as well. So it's a really good family. This is a Blackwatch family. It's one of the premier sort of families in New Zealand. Continually leaves good Group 1, juveniles every year that go on with it as well. So this guy, being a member of Down by the Seaside's first crop, very strong through the body like the other one was as well. Out of the Art Major mare. So plenty of breeding here to back up this guy's imposing physique.
It's one of the things I was told a while ago by an older horseman who was quite accomplished horseman, but they need to throw a stamp. These Sons of Sun Beach somewhere, they throw a stamp down by the Seaside of the lighter bays. Huntsville are the darker bays.
Yep.
Captain Treacherouses have their heads, but they all have this stamp about them, don't they? And I think that's one of the key things about them, and this bloke's no exception.
Yeah, very strong bodied horses.
Yeah.
You see that through all of them, and down by the Seaside's perhaps a little bit more length in the body than some of the others, but like you said,
only 5 chances in the catalogue for these Down by the Seasides this year too. So 2 of them with out of the Soho stable, out of Rob's stable. So
yep.
And he's the last chance of the weekend for people who haven't got one by this fella.
Yep.
You'll need to get it.
And they'll go worse than actually being able to purchase a colt like that. That's for sure. That's a run through of the entire draft. But I actually have managed to get Louise Toolman, Mark, just on the other side. She's going to jump in between you, or Brett's going to run away. Have a look. He didn't take a lot of convincing to get out of there either. We must firstly say a very big thank you to Brett Coffey. He's done a great job, and I think he's done a great job promoting harness racing pedigrees all round. He went and done the one the other day for me with Rhiannon Park as well. He doesn't think twice about it. He's doing a great job, and we must give a big shout out to Alabar because that's where he does work. They're one of the driving forces behind this sale. So thank you very much, Brett, and Alabar as well for getting behind harness racing full stop. Well done to you. How's the day been?
Oh, well, I'm glad it's finished. I've just sent my brother-in-law to get me a cider because, it's been a big few days to get this all organised. We're really proud of our draft. We wanted to highly publicise this draft of Rob's because, they're an exceptional bunch. He's a great supporter of our farm here. We get his yearlings as weanlings and we look after them right the way through to yearling sales time. So, hopefully a lot of people over in the West have had a look and seen this draft. So,
If they haven't, and if you are watching, it's all recorded. They'll all be up on there so people can go back and watch this anytime they want. The last little colt there, I was going to say while we were talking about him, he was carrying on. There's other blokes being let out behind him, so he's sort of like, well, I want to go with them. They've done an exceptional job because it's such a beautiful, peaceful place you have here. Then all of a sudden we've got all these white chairs. We've got us standing here with microphones and tables. They're like, what is going on? You must be proud of how well they performed.
No, they did. The weather hasn't been that kind to us. Well, it's great for the grass in the paddocks, but, hasn't been that kind to us trying to prepare and give the boys a bit of a experience about walking up and down here. So first time they've been out here is doing this. The last time they were probably in here was when they were running, as little weanlings getting handled. So, I'm really proud that they've behaved so well and hopefully people have seen what they like.
You must be proud of your daughter as well because she's done an exceptional job. We better give a big shout out to her. I thought Gary was going to be parading half of them, but as it said, Hayley, she does it. And you guys love it, don't you? I mean, even your daughter in Sydney, you all love it. It is a family unit and it's what you really love doing, selling yearlings.
Well, I met Gary and I had nothing to do with harness racing, so it was sort of embrace his passion or basically never see him. So I embraced it and all the children, whether they're out here or not, up to Sam, doing the paddocks with all the agronomy work, Jake doing sort of a lot of stuff around the place. We're really proud of all our children. They're our biggest positive thing around us sort of thing. So we're really proud of the farm, proud of the family, and hopefully we can get some good prices at the sales in a couple of weeks.
I think you will, Mark. I know my mobile phone is going to be a little bit less busy, if you like. It's last week you've been very stressed doing both the Yabby Dam farm and here. You must be proud of how both have gone off today and just this last 10 days to go.
Yeah, look, it's it's a big effort to sort of get horses from breeding them to this stage sort of thing. So there's a lot of time and effort goes into that. So I think we're all really proud both here and at Yabby Dams of what we've produced and what we're going to have on display in a couple of weeks' time sort of thing. But when it's your passion, it's not hard work.
It's good having people like this involved in a sale, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've got 4 or 5 big drafts of horses, but some of the smaller vendors too, the work that's been done and the preparation. You look at the standard that's set here with how well these horses turned out. I think that, look at the sun shining there. It's it lifts the bar, and I think a lot of the 1, 2, 3, 4 horse vendors, where are we compared to some of the others you've seen? Are they good enough? Have we got them well enough prepped? And multi-vendor sales are about that. You need to impress in that big audience of people and audience of horses. So it's great. What we've found becoming part of this industry, the professionalism, but also the desire to see everyone get better. I think that's something that we've liked. The fact that we're all in it as a team to try and make the sport better, and this is the primary part of it. Where racing starts here. It starts with the breeding, and these guys and girls that come through the ring to be sold are what creates a really solid platform for Australian harness racing.
I sometimes worry about my feed. I share as much as I can off other people's pages and making people aware of what is going on in harness racing. This is the queen of sharing, I can tell you, but I want everyone else to take a leaf out of Louise's book because that goes across other people's pages, doesn't it, and be able to share it. It's something that you're very passionate about, that if someone does put something positive up, especially about the Nutrien sale, but yearlings and the rest going forward, you'd like to share it and get it out there, and it's a simple way, isn't it?
Well, I think the thing is the harness racing or standardbred industry, we're one big family, and I think we all support each other. Yes, we're all going to be out there trying to get the dollars of the buyers in a couple of weeks' time, but we all know how much effort and time it puts into getting horses to look like this come sale time. So I think if we can all help each other out by sharing stories on Facebook or I think it's really important.
Absolutely. Mark, everyone must register. Go to nutrienequinestandardbred.com or nutrienequine.com.au and then go to the standardbred section. Make sure you register. Contact you guys if you have any queries. Make sure you're registered pre the sale. 300 lots, you've got no hope of getting in there, registering, trying to get through all that, and then get yourself looking at yearlings.
We don't want 100 people lined up trying to get themselves set up on sale morning. A lot of the horses are going to be on site from Wednesday afternoon and Thursday. The last of them will be in Friday. But I know a number of people have rung and said, look, I want to come out Friday and have a look at them because I don't think I can get through the whole sale catalogue in one day. So register online, get yourself there'll be a big card sitting there for you. You just go and see the girls, I'll give you your number and then get down to the sheds. But if you want to come out the day before, we've got a barbecue for our presenters on Friday night. But if you want to have a look at horses and then join us for a fairly low-key barbie on Friday night, we'd love to see as many people as we can get out there and take their time, make an informed decision and be comfortable when you're bidding on the horse that you've done all your homework.
I'm pretty comfortable. I've looked at probably close to half the sale, I think, or thereabouts. You had no hope in one day. If you think you're going to be able to tick a few off because of type and all the rest, good luck to you. You're going to need plenty of time to be able to get out and get around. Louise, people want to come here and have a look at Oakbank Estate. You're happy to have on-farm inspections?
Yeah, anytime. Gary's here full-time.
He loves that part, doesn't he?
He does. So, yeah, he's here, definitely full-time for the next couple of weeks until the sale's on, and then, a few plumbing jobs need to be done. So, but, inspections, most people are welcome to come out. The sun's shining, see, Clarendon's a beautiful place. People say it's God's country, if somebody says that to me. So the sun's shining, so fingers crossed. I think that's meant to do that for the next week.
Absolutely.
It's certainly a good place to grow horses at. You see that the bone and the quality of this draft of horses here is doing something right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Johnny's just panning there around under the trees. He's doing a great job of showing people what a place. It's so peaceful. When people come here during the day, they're going to go, wow, how peaceful is this? It's beautiful. We were going to do it in the garden, but there was some concerns about I'm glad we didn't because I'd hated to have made a mess of that garden. It's worth just come just look at your garden. You do a super job.
Can I just say one big thank you? My sister-in-laws are in the kitchen in there. They've been treasures to me. They're in there making a feast for us to graze on post the parade, and they've been here helping with the garden all week. So, big shout out to Sandra and Linda.
And I think well done to you guys. I can't believe you were still in the shovels when we rocked up, but you've done a great job. The place looks terrific. So well done, Louise. Mark, thank you very much. We'll be talking again in the next week, no doubt, if not even more. But we'll catch up and go from there. But
yep.
Yes,
I was going to say we will be parading all the horses at on Saturday, 12 o'clock at the Oaklands Junctions complex.
Yep.
As you about half an hour agreed that you'll be helping us do that too. We're going to make sure that we've got as many people. I know we've got a lot of WA guys that can't be there, want to bid on Auctions Plus. So we are going to try and work something out where Campbell's Comments will be able to live feed that from indoor, as well as we'll actually have it live on Trot's Vision as well. So for those people that want to see all the horses that come through that parade from midday on Saturday.
Saturday that'll be, and then sale commences at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and then all day Sunday, which is a race-free day, which is sensational. Well done to HRV for getting involved in that. Just very quickly, Pat Driscoll's got a great incentive. Harness Racing New South Wales have got behind you with some good incentives, as well as Harness Racing Victoria. So I think it's all good for Nutrien, and it's all positive stuff.
And even Bathurst, the team at Bathurst, they've actually offered discounts for horses that they want to pay up for Bathurst as well. So,
amazing.
And I think that's what we've really enjoyed, that the whole industry's put their shoulder to the wheel with us and given us a go, and we really appreciate it. And it's like someone said, if you weren't a little bit nervous like Louise was this morning, it means you don't care enough, and we're excited about it. But looking forward to talking to as many people as we can the next 2 weeks leading up to the sale.
I think I had Louise on nerves this morning, but I wouldn't be brave enough to tell her. But thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, April 10 and 11 is the sale, but get there before, but get to some of these farms prior to that. Thank you very much, guys.
No worries. Thank you.